And politics is also an understanding, as Dr. King understood, that nothing real changes, that we don't make the change that we have to, unless millions of people get involved in the political process, what I call a political revolution. And when all across this country, working people and low-income people and people of color and people who are gay and people who are born in other countries, when we understand that we're not going to allow them to divide us up, we're not going to allow them to scapegoat one group or another. When we come together and when we say loudly and clearly, enough is enough, that this great country and our government belong to all of us, not just a handful of billionaires. And that is what this campaign is about. It's a coming together. It's a telling people who have given up on the political process, you better come back in. And when we talk about politics in America, let me tell you what no other candidate for president will tell you, and that is that no president, not Bernie Sanders or anybody else, can do it alone. And what that means, and you're not going to hear this from anybody else, what that means is that the powers that be, corporate America, Wall Street, the huge campaign contributors, the corporate media. These folks are so powerful that no president can do what has to be done for working families unless millions of people join the political revolution. Now, it is true that the people on top have unbelievable sums of money. That's true, and they have incredible power. But there is one thing that we have that they don't have, and that is we have the people. And when people come together, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. Now today, you may not appreciate this, but today in America, we live in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. But most Americans don't know that, don't feel that, because almost all of the wealth and all of the income is going to the top 1%. In America today, we have more wealth and income inequality than almost any major country on earth. And it is worse today than at any time since 1928. Now, I want you to hear this and think if this is the kind of country you want to be living in. In America today, listen to this, the top 1/10 of 1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. In America today, one family, the Walton family of Walmart, owns more wealth than the bottom 40% of the American people. When you talk about an economy that is rigged, understand that in the last 2 years, the 15 wealthiest people in this country, 15 people, saw their wealth increase by $170 billion, which is more money than is owned by the bottom 130 million Americans. Now, I can tell you that in my state of Vermont, you got many, many people who are working not one job. They're working 2 jobs, they're working 3 jobs, and I'm sure that is the case here in Georgia and the case all over America. In fact, turns out that while the Japanese are very, very hard workers, we in the United States work longer hours than the Japanese and longer hours than any other people in the industrialized world. We work incredibly long hours, and I go around the country and I talk to working people, and they're working 50, 60 hours a week. Husbands and wives don't see each other. Marriages are destroyed. People are not spending time with their kids because they're out working and working and working, trying to cobble together some income and health care. And yet, despite the fact that we work so hard, it turns out that 58% of all new income generated in America today goes to the top 1%. Brothers and sisters, our job is to create an economy that works for all of us and not just a handful of